and the fans worldwide by the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, GIA, in conjunction with Queensbury Promotions, Matchroom Boxing, Gold Star Promotions, Stella, Gimmick Fight Promotions, and 258. Now, at this time, I would like to introduce the fighters to the stage. But coming first, Ngannou's longtime trainer, Dewey Cooper. Welcome, Dewey. Now, next to the stage, long-time promoter of Anthony Joshua, Mr. Eddie Hearn. Frank Warren. Welcome, Francis. I think it's time we speak to the fighters. Please welcome the Predator, Francis. Champion of the world, Anthony Joshua.
Look what the cat dragged in. Look what the cat dragged in. Look what the cat dragged in. Look what the cat dragged. Cream of the crop shit. I got shit.
We would like to, at this time, thank the hosts and the people that made all of these huge fight nights that we've seen over the last few months, the last couple of years possible. His Royal Highness King Salman Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and of course the Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, GIA, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. And I'd like to throw to His Excellency, who's stood up there on the balcony, to say a few words about this historic event.
Come with me. Sorry, I want to speak in Arabic, please. في البداية أحب أرحب بالجميع.
To start with, I would like to welcome everybody tonight.
أتقدم بخالص الشكر لمولاي خادم الحرمين الشريفين حفظه الله.
And I send all my thanks to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz.
ولسمو سيدي رئيس مجلس الوزراء قائدنا الملهم عراب الرؤيا داعمنا اللي لولا الله ثم ما كنا نقدر نعمل أي شيء من هالشيء.
And my thanks also extend to His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, our guiding and inspiring leader. May God bless them both.
I need from you 3 minutes to talk about important things. احنا حريصين في المملكة العربية السعودية أن نقدم للأسواق مباريات مهمة.
We are in Saudi Arabia take extreme care to present to the markets very important matches.
الجمهور في اعتقادنا أننا نحرص أنه يحصل على مباريات قوية بأسعار مميزة.
The fans also would like to receive and have access to important matches in very good prices.
لهذا أنتم تشوفون النوعية هذه من المباريات.
And this is why you see and you are watching and seeing this type of matches being promoted.
أنا أتعامل مع الملاكمين والبروموتر كأخوة لي.
I deal with the boxers, the sportsmen, and their promoters as my brothers.
عندهم أرقامي الخاصة ويتواصلون معي بشكل مباشر.
They all have my private number and deal with me directly.
إحنا بنحاول فكرة جديدة في عالم الملاكمة. أعتقد أنتم تشوفون البوستر هذا اللي مستوحى من ستريت فايتر جيم.
We are trying to impose or present some new form of promotion of this game, and you can see that it is inspired by this type of poster that you can see in front of you, which is inspired by
Street Fighter game. أن أيضا بتشوفون الكوميرشال والبوستر للمباراة الكبرى Ring of Fire on 17th of February.
And you also see the posters and the promotion of the biggest fight, which is going to happen on the 17th of February,
Okay.
the Ring of Fire.
You understand now why is Joshua against Ngannou?
I do understand. I don't know, but clearly there is an important match coming up.
You will see the result of this match. It will connect about the result of the 17th of February. This is our idea.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your Excellency.
I hope I will tell all the people said to me, don't talk like this, Ngannou, but I think you will understand me. You know, I look to you as a brother, but I want someone to stop you. I want the boxing. You are قاعد تحوس عالم الملاكمة عندنا.
You know,
Keep looking, brother. You haven't found it yet.
The word of boxing to stop you.
Yeah, and I think it will be tough match. You see the last virgin of Joshua. We get him back, and I think it will be something huge. The result of this match, it will go in the future. In 24, we will try with Eddie and Frank to deliver to the market very big fight. This is the important thing. And second, I want to talk about two cards I want to do in 24, and I want to see it. The first card, it's between Frank against Eddie. Each one of them will choose 5 fighters and do night against each other.
Done. We'll do that.
The third things, I want to see Aratora and Bubble, and I want to see it in June, and I will speak with Top Rank, inshallah, about it. All the fans want to see it. In the end, I hope to have big fight, and I want in the end to show Joshua and Ngannou what's waiting for them after the result. Please, can you put it in the screen after the result? This is will wait for them after the result of the fight in the 8th of March. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, one question.
There is one more question
Yes,
that His
yes,
Excellency
Tony.
have time for.
Your Excellency, you mentioned about making all these huge events in Saudi Arabia. What's your response to some of the promoters, like Oscar de la Hoya, saying that some fights he's not sure should go to Saudi Arabia?
We will miss him. Thank you.
Definitely a fantastic vision for boxing over the coming years. Now, back in October, we witnessed an incredible back and forth contest between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury, where I think to the shock of many in the boxing fraternity, Francis Ngannou gave Tyson Fury one of the toughest tests of his career. And safe to say it was a superhuman effort as a novice boxer in his first professional fight. And his opponent, Anthony Joshua, coming into this bout on the back of a spiteful, one-sided victory against an opponent that many believed could be a banana skin in the road to regaining his heavyweight titles. There's bound to be fireworks. Now, to start this off, I want to go to Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren. Can you tell us a little bit more about your role, Riyadh Season's role, and His Excellency's role in delivering these incredible fights that we've seen over the last few months and years?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say a thank you to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the General Entertainment Authority of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Chairman, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh, Our co-promoters, Seller, Gold Star, Matchroom Boxing, as well as 258 Management and Jimmick for making this event, Knockout Chaos, happening. This is the 4th event of the Riyadh season. And just saying how it is, if it wasn't for His Excellency and his team and the support of the Riyadh season of Saudi Arabia, these fights just would not be happening. That's a fact. It doesn't matter which way you want to dress it up. He has been instrumental in making these fights happen, the previous fights, and instrumental in getting Eddie and myself sitting at the same table. And we've just made another big fight that's going to happen. His best against our best. We're going to make that event happen. This is just what boxing fans have been crying out for years. They've been begging for us to make the fights, which sometimes have been not financially viable for us to make happen. But now it's changed. It's happening so quickly, so fast, and it's one after one great fight, followed up by fantastic undercards, brilliant undercards. I mean, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. We are in probably the golden age of boxing, world boxing, without a doubt. And if anybody doesn't want to be on board, then they're a fool. I'm very disappointed that Oscar should say what he said. He should know better than that. This is great for the sport. The fights are happening, and it's down to His Excellency and his team. And I am, for me, at my age, I'm 72 next month. I've never seen anything or been involved in anything like this in boxing. This is just brilliant. And if you're a boxing fan, you're in boxing heaven. So from me personally, and I think from everybody in boxing, thank you, Your Excellency, for all you've done to help and make these events happen.
Now, Frank, I think this is a fight that maybe even just a few months ago, I think not many of us expected to be at the table seeing Anthony Joshua against Francis Ngannou. But with Francis's incredible performance against Tyson, and of course, Anthony Joshua coming off the back of 2 consecutive knockout victories, there's bound to be fireworks in this one.
There will be, I'll say how it is, but, prior to the last fight with Tyson and Francis, I genuinely thought that it would be a tough fight for a short period of time. But I then thought that Tyson would get the better of him and win the fight very early on. But it turned out that Francis brought something to the boxing ring that I certainly never expected, and that was that he could actually box. We knew he was a tough competitor. We knew he could punch. We know that he's going to be a handful on the inside because that's the way MMA fighters fight. But he was more than that. He was a switch hitter. He got his timing right, and he put Tyson, I think, through one of the toughest fights he's had for a long, long time. He put him on the floor. I will say I generally also felt that Tyson had an off night, and came through it all. But, this guy making a debut like that surprised everybody. Everybody was surprised. And I think AJ, I'm going to take my hat off.
Except me.
Except for you, that's true. And your team, they've done a great job. But I take my hat off to AJ for taking this fight, because he's fighting somebody. I know now there's video footage and you can see what Francis has done in a boxing ring, which Tyson didn't have the benefit of. But, what has Francis learned from his first fight? Is he going to be a better fighter? Because he's going to look at things and feel that he could have done things differently that he can bring to the ring next time round. So I think for AJ, I think he's going to be in a tough fight. I think this is knockout chaos, because I think it will be a knockout. They both got bombs in their hands, and it's going to be interesting to see how the fight develops. I do think it will be, as the bell goes, I think because of their styles, it will be explosive. So for the fans, it's going to be something extra special. And for the winner, as His Excellency said, the big fight's happening on the 17th of February, part again of the Riyadh season with Tyson and Usyk. The winner of that, would we like to see him with the winner of this fight? Everybody in this room would love to see that. Everybody in boxing would love to see that. So everybody's got something to aim for. And it's huge. It's a huge moment in time for boxing. Heavyweight boxing has not seen this happen in my lifetime. Big fights like this happening one after the other. So it's a fantastic moment.
Eddie, I know you enjoy doing an interview, which sometimes gets you into a little bit of trouble. You were one of the first people to say you weren't convinced about Francis Ngannou's boxing ability, but after the Tyson Fury fight, you were very quick to give him his flowers and commend him. But you still believe there are levels between Francis Ngannou and your man, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, just want to echo what Frank said. You know, thanks to the Crown Prince and, of course, His Excellency. This is like, I likened this earlier, this whole experience to championship manager, right? Imagine being the biggest fan in the world of boxing and having the ability to sit in a room and put fights together at the drop of the hat that the fans want to see. And, you know, in just 5 months, we have seen Fury against Ngannou, the Day of Reckoning card, Fury against Usyk, AJ against Ngannou, and so much more to come. This is such an incredible opportunity for boxing, and it's being delivered. And I know that, you know, we talk about His Excellency a lot, but you're talking about someone who has an incredible passion for the sport of boxing, someone that's unbelievably knowledgeable. I mean, you know, I thought that Ngannou against Fury was going to be a mismatch. And he told me, I think he said, you're going to be wrong. And I said Callum Smith was going to beat Beterbiev, and he told me I was wrong. And it shows that he knows his boxing. I met Francis Ngannou, we were just talking, maybe just over or under a year ago in Las Vegas. He told me about his ambition to be in big boxing events. You know, firstly, I met a guy with an unbelievable story. I met a guy with a very strong mind, but I didn't take him seriously, if I'm honest. I just have never known anybody to waltz into a sport and compete, and in my opinion, and it was very close, in my opinion, beat Tyson Fury that night. It's never been done before. You know, he may be unlucky that he's not sitting here as the world lineal heavyweight champion on his professional debut.
Yeah.
So now, as we said earlier, we take him very seriously. And after that fight, which we give him unbelievable props for, I said the biggest fight out there, outside of Fury against Usyk, is Joshua against Ngannou. And we'd already signed the Deontay Wilder-Joshua fight. And as soon as that show finished on December 23rd, His Excellency said to myself and Frank, we need to talk. What is the biggest event we can do on March the 8th? And the answer was this. In my opinion, you have the 2 biggest fights in the heavyweight division happening within 3 weeks of each other in Saudi Arabia. It is an incredible opportunity for AJ. As Frank says, there's big jeopardy in this fight. This man is going to be the undisputed heavyweight world champion. I truly believe it. But he's doing it the difficult way, going through obstacles and what some might call immovable objects in this man to my left. The giant of a man, the former UFC heavyweight world champion, but now a guy that in the sport of boxing. This guy's on a roll. He's working with a great team, and we just cannot wait. This is a dream opportunity for the sport of boxing, and we're also invested to give. And this is another fantastic fight for Riyadh.
Now, we've spoken about him. It's time to speak to somebody who knows him very well, his trainer, Dewey Cooper. Now, Dewey, your man shocked the world, but didn't necessarily shock your team in that incredible performance against Tyson Fury. That must give you huge confidence fight against Anthony Joshua.
First of all, greetings to the media here in London. Assalamu alaikum to Your Excellency, Turki al-Sheikh. It was no surprise to us, the Tyson Fury fight. We told you all from day one what was going to happen. And the same thing applies here. We expect fire, but at the end of the day, the flaming fist of Francis will finish Joshua March 8th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Nice and succinct. I enjoyed that. Now let's speak to Francis Ngannou. Francis, your pre-fight confidence was vindicated with your performance against Tyson Fury. Now, when you said you left the UFC to have the biggest fights, with the biggest paydays, the biggest purses, on the biggest stage, it doesn't get much bigger than this, does it?
No. First of all, I want to thank everybody here to show up, to come here and make this press conference great. Thank you to my brother, the Excellency, for one more time again, putting me in this position, you know, to live my dream, have all those great experience, such as the one that I had in Riyadh 2 months ago. It was amazing. So hopefully this will be the same thing and finish the same way. I've been sitting here, listening to people talking, and even Eddie praising me, which I appreciate that. But in the same time, at the same time, I'm not sure if he's honest or if he just want to get me sleep on his guy, which that's not going to happen. I'm just a beginner out here that's gonna train really hard and do everything and come as an underdog to win the fight. So I don't take my last fight as a reference and think that I get this done and think that I get everything. You know, I know exactly where I am at. I'm just a beginner, and I'm definitely gonna come up better and yes, get better and better. So that's my that's how I see things. I'm getting prepared for a tough, hard fight. Yes, the Tyson Fury fight was great. It was awesome, but that's now in the past, and I have a new challenge in front of me, and I take it even more serious now than before because now I think there is something uh, there's something more on the line, which is probably the undisputed. So let's see. Maybe I will do something that nobody have done before, and I really believe that I have the tools of doing that. Um, Starting off having a win against AJ on March 8th in Riyadh, which is gonna be a big fight, not an easy one, but a possible one, and I'm going to take that.
Francis,
Thank you.
you haven't pulled any punches in the build-up to this fight already. You've come out and said, I've heard that AJ doesn't have a chin. I'm going to test that out. Is that your plan? Is it seek and destroy?
Well, I'm going to fight him. So what do you think I'm going to do? Is to look for his chin. I mean, that's what happened in the fight. In case you, in the fight, you're trying to hit somebody in the chin or wherever you can hit him, right? And then, yes, I heard that he doesn't have a chin. I don't know if it's true or not. We're gonna find out. I hope I had an opportunity to test that out. That's my wish. That's what I'm wishing for.
It's time to bring in Anthony Joshua, unfazed by those comments at the moment. AJ, I'm sure, as for you as it was for many of us here, it's a slight curveball to be sat here with Francis Ngannou on that end of the table. I know Wilder was a potential opponent after that day of reckoning fight. That kind of went out of the window. What was your first thoughts when you heard of Francis Ngannou as a potential opponent for you?
No problem.
Just not, it was, you'll fight anybody. I know you're chasing belts. I know you want to be three-time heavyweight champion of the world. Is this part of that plan?
Every fight leads to somewhere. So this fight is my everything, my soul, my spirit, my mind, my body. And we'll see where it leads me. But right now, I'm not thinking about any championship belts or anything. My main focus is Francis. And to be fair, getting through intense, focused training camp, because realistically, how I train is how I fight. So if I get victory in my training camp, I'm sure I'll get victory on the night. So that's all I'm focused on. Right now, we're going to put the belts on hold because my main focus is getting through training camp and getting to the fight successfully.
It feels like you and Ben have really gelled this through the last camp and through now. You know, people are saying, I know you don't like to hear people say, oh, it's the old AJ is back, etc. What is it like working with him, and how have you found that going into this fight?
It's really good working with him, the whole team at the academy. They've helped a lot. I still speak with Derek James in the States, but being home and having someone just as good, like I'm just searching for greatness, really, continuously searching for greatness, how I can elevate myself, push forward in every aspect of my game. And this is just another challenge. And during these challenges, I find out so much about myself, even though I already know who I am. I know I'm going to discover some new things about myself, but things that can take me to higher heights.
No doubt. Now, before his boxing debut, he was an unknown quantity. Now you've seen him for 10 rounds. You know, there is footage of him online you can actually look at and watch now. What does he bring to the table that you got to watch out for?
I won't say too much, but he brings 2 arms, a body, like every other fighter does. But it's just his mind that's different to everyone. Everyone has their own unique, like, they're unique in their own way. But in terms of the frame and the makeup of someone, he's seen people like me. I've seen people like him many a times before. But it's just his mind that I'll have to conquer in the ring. You have to take someone's soul. You have to take their spirit. And I'm looking forward to the challenge for sure. And that's it, really. It's going to be good. It's going to be explosive. Got many ways to skin a cat. I can counter punch. He can counter punch. We can both box, as he's proven himself to. And we can both trade. And it was going to be a good fight. And shout out to His Excellency as well, my promoter, my whole team, 258, for getting me in this position to showcase why I'm the top heavyweight in the UK. And I'm not really too concerned about the world. I'm trying to conquer where I live. Like, I just want to conquer and make everyone know that I'm the one who puts boxing on the map.
There's the riches of heavyweight around, especially in the UK. Now, to finish off, before we go to the face-off, I would like to give the final word to Eddie Hearn. Eddie.
No, thank you, Josh, and just to replicate what everybody said here. Thank you for all turning up and being part of a huge event. Like I said, the ability to sit with His Excellency and Frank and brainstorm about potential fights for the kingdom is a blessing. And it's been very difficult to go through this press conference with the thought of Matchroom versus Queensberry and the 5-fight dust-up that's going to ensue later in the year. But as a fight fan, although Callum Smith suffered defeat at the weekend, to hear him talk about Bivol against Beterbiev, I think everybody in this room, these are the kind of matchups that we've been missing in boxing that can just happen so naturally when you've got someone who is so passionate and has the ability to make them happen. So, welcome to Francis and his team, and Anthony, and to hear people talk about these potential matchups in the heavyweight division. And like I said, if you can imagine the winner of this fight facing the winner of Fury against Usyk, and it's been a long, long dream of Anthony's and all of the teams to become undisputed champion. I know his focus is just on Francis Ngannou, but to have those opportunities is incredible. And get ready for an unbelievable event that these guys are taking care of on February the 17th. Fury against Usyk, Joshua and Ngannou, all within 3 weeks of each other. Just incredible opportunity for our sport, and thank you for the passion and the vision.
Boxing is definitely in an incredible place, with thanks to Riyadh Season and everyone who's put this together. It's time for the face-off.